find, though, when you got to be a big star that people were always trying to kiss your butt?
Yeah, you find that a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's an interesting thing. I have the waiter test with people.
What is that?
Well, you know, like producers. I don't know how much you know about, like, there's directors and the producers. The producer's the guy who basically gets a movie going.
Yeah.
And they're the guys who basically run a set, except for, you know, the director. But basically the producers sort of do all of that. And producers are the ones who come to an actor and say, hey, come do our movie. And they'll always tell you how great they are. Yeah. I'm a great guy. I love people. I'm a people person. Love people. Yeah. So I do the waiter test, which is, you know, they'll always be like, you know, I love people. You know, people are like, hey, 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 hey. No, I didn't have that. Yeah. I love people. People are the great. It's the easiest thing. It's true, too. They do it. Literally, they'll do it. Because somehow they sort of think that's showing off power, too. Hey, hey! Yeah. Eggs, scramble!
So who tells you the truth?
Unfortunately, all my friends do.
Yeah.
I want them to lie every once in a while.
Yeah.
No, you know, I think pretty much, I got a pretty good group around it. You know, they're all successful and don't require me or need me for anything except friendship. So, you know,
huge.
It's big. And so what happens is when someone says, hey, you're brilliant, yeah. and your friends will go, oh, you're a genius.
Yeah.
You can't be friends with people that you pay. Although I do believe in paying for people.
Sometimes you can. You know, sometimes there are instances where your friends, you've known people a long time, you pay them and you develop relationships with them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's different. But I mean, you know, over a long period of time, the people that you can best trust are people that don't ask anything except your friendship.
Or require anything.
Better require.
Yeah, great. And so do you still have the same friends you've always had?
I tried to get rid of as many as I could when I got famous. You know, because you want new ones when you're famous. Just try to get rid of them.
But this is the thing. Before I can finish the sentence, it's hit your brain and it's come out as a joke.
I'm sorry.
How does that happen? Unbelievable. No, I mean, so like, are you like wired? You wired for everything? Okay, no. So what kind of?
I have, but I don't remember the question actually.
Okay, I'm going to move on to another question. So everybody looks at you, as I said before earlier, you're what I would describe as dreamy. And so when you are in a relationship with another woman, are you
dreamy?
Dreamy.
Do
you do dreamy things?
I would suggest that I am not probably dreamy.
Okay.
It's just a suggestion.
This is a suggestion.
Well, you know, I'm 44 and single. So my suggestion is there's somewhere in there that dreamy part
is missing.
Slip it through the cracks.
Let me ask you that. Let me ask you this stuff. When you were diagnosed with all this back issues,
right?
Were you scared ever?
I was much more. I was scared before I was diagnosed because you don't know what it is. I thought it was a brain tumor. You know, our family is aneurysms. We, you know, literally we're like, hey. It's true. I mean, our whole family is like, they look perfectly good, and then, yeah. I mean, we're like, you know, we're the lucky ones so far. Is it getting dark in here, Grandma? And it's like done. Okay. And so I thought, well, I've got an aneurysm or a brain tumor or something like that. I didn't know what it was, and so I think that
you were getting headaches.
Yeah, they were really, really. I mean, not just headaches. They were like you couldn't move, you couldn't function. And that's why I'm going to kill myself on live television. And so before it happened, before we could figure out what it was, I was concerned with it. But after, once we knew what it was, then it's just sort of, you know, I was on a doctor show for a while. I sort of know some, it's carpentry then. It's just sort of
I have to tell Diane that. Is it true that being on the ER all those years, you learn the phrases and you kind of do know something?
Yeah, well, that's the worst part.
Do you start to think you know that you are a doctor?
In the same